Las Vegas, and welcome to Face the Tribune with the legendary Rolando LaRosse. I'm your co-host, Chris Garcia. A fabulous Friday in Las Vegas today. Crazy news out of Washington, D.C. I've been predicting it. I've been saying it. The deep state is winning. With that, Rolando, how you feeling today?
I feel okay. I'm getting ready for vacation, so I'm going to be gone for my vacation. And I believe that I think the people of Las Vegas don't going to put the air conditioner any lower. I'm freezing over here. I know I see him signal you. You poisoning me?
I'm giving you my very own water.
Oh.
How is that poisoning you?
I don't know. Anyway, we are trying to ignore or deny or the history of this country. All these people that have done things in the country, good or bad, they have been involved from the very beginning, and now they try to throw this status down and break it. And the guy, the governor, I think he's from Alabama. They have in the Constitution. It said they cannot destroy the status.
Yes.
So what he did is he covered it up.
Yeah, that's not going to help. They're going to tear it down.
You see, this is the reason why I believe that we need to stop doing all these things about naming buildings after somebody when they're alive. Stuff like that, you know. Look at what happened over here with Floyd Lamb, Senator Floyd Lamb. He was a good guy. He was a nice guy. They named a park. A park. I mean, why don't you name a building, name the legislation building, name a school, a park? So after he go to prison for taking bribes, they want to take off the name of the park. Why? Whatever he did good doesn't count anymore.
That's it's
and now all these statues that have been torn down, Lee and I forgot who else.
You're absolutely right. You're right. And Hannity asked Betsy, said, "Who's next? Washington." Washington was the largest slave owner in the United States history.
Well, Hannity was repeating what Donald Trump said.
Yeah.
Trump did say that.
Who's next?
Who's next? You know, and I make another suggestion. We should change the name of the Nevada, the state of Nevada. We should call it Harry Reid State.
You're right.
You know, that's the perfect thing. Harry Reid. Forget about the airport. Forget about a school. Forget about anything else. The state. Harry's State. But who am I? What do I know?
Well, the big news, of course, today, Steve Bannon is out.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out. He's out. And it was weird. They showed a picture of all of Donald Trump's cabinet. Everyone is gone. Every single person from Rance Priebus to General Flynn to Steve Bannon. They took a picture when they first went into the Oval Office, and everybody in that picture is
And I was having a meeting over here. As a matter of fact, I was going to call you and tell you. I was having a meeting over here this morning, and the guy that was with my meeting had the same mentality, the same idea that I have. He don't trust Pence. I said, thank you. at least one intelligent human being think like me. My roommate doesn't think that I'm right, so I don't know why she said that, because I'm always right. But, I don't know why she said that. But anyway, I told this guy today, I said, I said that from the very beginning, get rid of Comey, get rid of Paul Ryan, get rid of Pence. And I told him why I don't like Pence, why I don't trust. He got a very good reputation. He is respected by most people in Washington, D.C., which really, honestly, it doesn't really mean that much to be respected by Washington. I'd rather be respected by a teacher or anybody else but Washington. So
I'm disappointed. But it's expected. I'm disappointed because I know that this is the beginning, to me, and I could be totally wrong, but I think it's the beginning of him making deals. And he's getting rid of the people that I think he got into office because of his core base. And I think that it was people like you who said, you know what, screw Washington, screw the way things have been done, let's drain the swamp. That's why you backed Donald Trump from day one. Let's go in there and let's take it to him. And all of those people that had that attitude, he's gotten rid of all of them. And it's because he's not going to get anything done unless he works with the people that are there. And it's unfortunate because Bannon, as much as people might not like him, I think Bannon more than anybody is the reason that he won. Because there were forgotten people in this country.
I know, but I believe that, I honestly believe, I don't know anything about politics, so I can be wrong. I believe that those people should have been kept out of the White House. I believe those people should have been kept out of the White House. Let him, give him in the ears, let it talk in the ear, let it do under the scene, help. I believe that he should have found fresh people. He could have get some of the people that was even running against him in the primary. I don't think John Casey would have been a good choice, and it would have probably embarrassed him because the governor of Ohio, I don't believe he would accept a job. He's too arrogant for that. But he's a very intelligent man. He could have approached him. He could have said, hey, look, come with me and let's fix this. And but he didn't do that. There was a lot of people that helped him, and they have disappeared. They could have been, because they have the opportunity to either serve before, they have some kind of experience, they have some kind of knowledge of how the game is played in Washington, D.C. One of them is Rudy Giuliani, and the other one would have been Chris Christie, but Chris Christie, I can understand because he had his own problem. He was in his own hot water with that bridge game, But there was others. There was others. And I tell you the truth, I believe that even Marco Rubio would help. Because look, he went to the White House and took the wife of that Venezuelan leader. So it seems like he's communicating with Trump.
Yeah.
And it could have been more people. Could have been more people, would have been more happy, and I don't see anything wrong with the generals. I believe that the country would have been run better when we have generals and the government. The country always runs better.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, people need somebody with a strong hand to keep going and to keep the order. Law and order is very important in a country. All these protesters and all that, I don't think it's too healthy. I'm not too happy with the idea that the president said there is good people on both sides. I don't think it's any good people in the Ku Klux Klan, to be honest with you. If they wanted to protest, they could have protested, but the media keeps saying all this, what did the media say? They said peaceful protests.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing peaceful about those protests. Since Donald Trump got to be the president of the United States of America, there's not been nothing peaceful.
Yes, you're right.
Everything is bad. But I think he was misinterpreted, and of course, the mainstream media is good. It's good on that.
I think this country, in the next couple of years and in the next election, I think what we saw in Charlottesville, I think is just going to be the beginning. I really do believe that. I think that Steve Bannon is going to take his very large communication industry that he runs and his newspaper, and I think that he's going to go after. They said that he was already having meetings at Breitbart and meetings with people. Do you think he's going to turn on Trump?
I don't know Steve that well. I don't know him at all, actually. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think he should have been in the White House in the first place. He run a newspaper, keep running the newspaper, but Donald Trump needs some newspaper that can point out the good of him. Why? Of course, he can tell his newspaper what to write. That's not. I'm not trying to make miracles over here, but to me, in my opinion, I think he would have been better off staying in the outside, but in the inside.
Right, I understand.
Okay, running a newspaper when you are good with the president is a good thing, And he could have influenced more by being in the outside. First of all, the first thing that I will look, I say, wow, look at this guy helped the president and he didn't ask for anything in return. When you don't ask for something in return, your help should be more appreciated and you should be more open to get things done.
Right.
Yeah, every time I ask somebody, hey, let's help this guy because he's gonna be good. What is there for me? Now, if you're gonna help somebody because what is there for you, then don't help.
Right.
To be honest with you, don't help. Because you don't need to have people that are gonna expect something in return. And that's why I always say when you help somebody and then you go and ask for something and you cannot get it and then you get upset, you get pissed because you cannot get it. Maybe what you ask is an impossible, you know. But I believe that the people they help with the idea of getting something in return have no respect for that candidate. Well, I'm going to do this so he can give me this. I don't think it should be something like that. I believe that you should help a candidate because the candidate is the right candidate for that position or for that job, and not because what is going to be there for you. That's my opinion. That's the way I always feel. You know, I went out of my way to help Oscar Goodman to become a mayor of Las Vegas. I never asked him for anything. I never asked him for a favor. The only thing I asked him is to be in my radio show, which he did.
But let me ask you a question, boss. What if, because I know you're a big person when it comes to loyalty, how would you have felt? And I know how you are. You do things for people all the time just because it's the right thing to do. But how would you have felt if you had needed him and called him and he didn't come through for you? Would it have bothered
Maybe
you?
he could not do it.
Yeah.
Maybe he cannot do it. There's things that people can do, you know, and he's not the kind of person that you talk about Oscar Goodman,
Yes,
right? Specifically.
Yes, sir.
No anybody else, no Larry Weekly, no anybody else. Okay, let me tell you something. Oscar Goodman is the kind of person, he's going to do what he thinks it is the right thing to do. He's not going to do anything. He invited Joy Cusumano to his son's wedding in his house. And everybody knew that Joy Cusumano, I don't know for sure if it is right, if it's true or not, is connected and he got ties with organized crime. He was friends with Joy Cusumano before he became a mayor, and he was a friend after he became a mayor. And that's why I admire about him. He's not looking, oh, now I can talk to you,
Right.
and now I cannot be seen with you. No. And the media, of course, attacked him on that. I don't know how they find out who was inside the house, but they criticize him for that. Well, so what? He's my friend. He was my friend. He was my client. And I like to invite him to my house. Why not?
Yeah.
We didn't do anything. We didn't conspire against anybody. We didn't do nothing wrong. Period. You know, and there was another guy, I can't remember his name. Then it was the same thing. And he went to the funeral when the guy died. He went to his funeral. He showed respect to the guy that one way or the other one, it was in his life, either as a client, as a friend, or whatever. He showed respect to the family by showing up to his funeral. And I'm sure that the family was grateful for that. You know, I don't believe that just because you became somebody, you have to forget about it. And that's the mistake a lot of people make. Actually, to be honest with you, I think a lot of marriage are built in with the wrong base, with the wrong what do you call foundation. You like one thing, but you don't want to say that in front of her because, oh no. And then she liked something else, but oh no, he's gonna lose respect for me. And then they both gonna be unhappy because you don't talk. And maybe you too will enjoy the same thing that one or the other one like. You know, it's a lot of people go to marriage and the wife is, if it's not bisexual, like to experiment. But she don't want to say nothing in front of him because what is he gonna think? I am a lesbian. And you're not a lesbian, you're just an open person. And maybe the guy will enjoy that. Or the girl is the other way around. You know, who knows? People, and I'm using that because it's all the things. You know, I don't like the smoke. I don't like drugs. And that's why I tell people from the beginning, I don't smoke and I don't drink. I drink coffee, you know. You can do whatever you want because that's another thing. That piece of paper doesn't give you ownership.
That's right. Absolutely.
And a lot of people think that piece of paper is an ownership, and it's not.
That's right.
You know, because you sign a piece of paper doesn't mean you own her or she owns you. You're both human beings, and the slaves are gone now. Unless you like to be a slave and you know, it's not. Maybe she like to get the whip or something. And I'm not talking about necessarily about you too. I'm talking about in general. I'm using the word she, he, or whatever. You know.
But see, that's what bothers me though, is that I know people are gonna think I'm crazy, but I just don't believe Donald Trump knew much about politics. I think he's a very smart man and he assembled a very good team around him. What I'm watching is all of the people that helped him get elected are gone. That bothers me because I believe Steve Bannon was the main reason he got elected. I think that General Flynn met with Russians. I think his son-in-law, his son, Rance Priebus spoke up for him. He even attacked Jeff Sessions, who was one of his first people I see him going in another direction. I could be totally wrong, but it just seems to me that he's backing away from the people that got him there. And the only thing, what I do agree with you is this. I think that if you are somebody's friend and you help them, go away. Once they get elected, then go away, and if they need you, they'll call you. I think he was in the White House way too much. I think all of them were trying to take too much credit.
Yeah.
You helped him, go away. When he needs you, he'll call you.
And
he
must have done, all these people must have an ulterior motive.
Yeah, you're right.
And he realized, or somebody made him realize, and
they said Bannon was having meetings behind his back. He was going around saying all kind of crazy stuff to different people, and he wasn't even letting Trump know that he was talking to people. And Trump found out about it and was like, "What's going on?" Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna talk to Andy, I want to know that you talk to Andy. If you're gonna talk to John Smith, if there's nothing wrong, if you're not betraying me, well, hey, I met with John Smith and we talk about this, we talk about that. You know, it's not that you have to report to the president every move you make, which is nothing wrong when you're talking about the president of the United States of America. He should know everything. But I agree with that. If you're having meetings behind my back and you don't tell me, and believe me, I lose all the confidence and all the trust that I could have which I can have on you.
But looking at all the people, though, that could have been fired or could have been gone, I'm worried that Pence and Ryan are still there. That's what bothers me. He's left with Mike Pence and Paul Ryan.
Because they have an ulterior motive.
Why?
They given, Paul Ryan insist on being the vice president, and he didn't think he thought he was going to get the vice president. And so now he wants to help Pence to be the president. And they are having sneaky meetings.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And he's lucky. He's like me. I'm lucky when people do things behind my back. Sooner or later I find out.
Yes.
Sometimes I find out too late. Sometimes I find out too early. And I blew up everything without a need to do that. But this is not the Las Vegas Tribune building with 500 square footage. This is the White House with 59,000 square foot, and maybe it's time for him to move all those bugs out of the White House and put his own bugs.
That's right. That's right. Find out what's going on. Yeah.
Maybe that's what he needs to do.
Do you think losing Bannon now will hurt his base? Or
I don't
hurt
think
his
so.
base? You don't think
I
so?
don't know. I am the kind of person that believes that nobody is indispensable. Nobody is irreplaceable. Maybe you get used to a system, and the other person that comes behind, it has a different, or it has a slower, and to get the hookup of what you need. But sooner or later, the person that you replace that other person with is going to catch up, and it's going to get people. You lose your mother, and you get used to it. You miss it, you remember her, but you keep going because it's part of life. No, I don't think Steve Bannon is irreplaceable. I don't know. I never played in that field with all that millions of dollars. I never been involved in $1 million operations. Thousands is a little difficult for me, so millions is impossible. But I believe that it is. What can Steve Bannon do to hurt him?
You're right. I mean, in the big picture, not much.
What do you think he can do to hurt him?
I think that there are real problems that are not just in this country, but are in every country. I remember when we had the young gentleman on, the teacher from Germany, and we were talking about how the skinheads were coming back, the neo-Nazis in Germany, because a lot of people there, citizens there, feel like, they're letting in so many of those Syrians, and they're letting in people from all over the world. That's why Germany's having a lot of attacks right now in their country, as well as Spain. Spain let a lot of immigrants in as well. And I think that there are, and I will say this, white Americans in this country, and I'm from the Midwest, the Rust Belt, where there used to be coal mines and there used to be big plants and car plants and manufacturing plants, and those, I've seen people lose those jobs. I've seen people, those were good paying union jobs, and they're gone, and people are frustrated. And I think that Steve Bannon spoke that nationalist message to those people in Pennsylvania when is the last time a Republican won Pennsylvania? To Michigan, to Wisconsin, to Indiana. And I think that they voted for Trump thinking that Trump was going to close the borders, kick illegals
So
out.
there was nobody in Pennsylvania or in any of those states they could have talked the same way as Steve Bannon did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. But I think that his message that he gave to Trump, and Trump went out and talked about that nationalist pride message of putting America first, making America great again, kicking the illegals out.
I believe that if Steve Bannon has the best interest of the president at heart, he will sit back, relax, like he hasn't said anything nice about the president, right? Like Ryan Priest, you know. Oh, it's an honor. It's an honor serving in the White House, you know. Come on, you know that you don't mean that. And that looks funny. And who was the other one? John, whatever his name was. What's his name?
Spicer.
Spicer. The same way. That's what the president wanted, and that's what we're going to do. You know,
You don't think he meant that?
none of these people, you know, it's not easy. It's nothing pleasant to get fired. You know, no matter what. Even breaking up a partnership is not pleasant.
Right.
Especially when the other person is the one that break it up. Why do you think divorces are so complicated? Because it's not easy to be rejected.
Yes.
You know, I believe that that's why I always in all my relationships, I'm always the victim. I always like to be the victim because when I'm the victim, the other person is not going to force me to stay in a relationship. I'm leaving. Okay, honey. Yeah, okay. Go. Don't bother me. You know, and you don't. Why are you leaving? Papa, you cannot leave. What do you mean I cannot leave? You know, all that aggravation. No, I'm always the victim. They always leave me. Goodbye, sweetheart. God bless you. It's easy. It's easy. I never end a relationship with anybody.
Wow.
Because then they want to stay. Even if it's a friend. Even if it's just a friend. Yeah. If you wanted to finish a friendship with somebody, that person doesn't want. Oh, why you do that? Oh, you're jealous because I got this from the oh, please, spare me the yeah.
I just think that what do you say? Because I don't think that these people are going to win. I don't think the Ku Klux Klan is going to win. I don't think the white nationalist is going to win.
What are they running for?
They're not running for anything.
Huh?
They want their country the way they want their country back. And I feel like the reason, the left wing is crazy except one thing. And I do agree with it. I caught myself watching CNN a lot. Again, I'm sorry, but I did. A lot of those people are racist, and they did vote for Donald Trump. And I'm going to tell you something. Steve Bannon, when he said, when we take Make America Great Again, we take that differently. But those people, when you say Make America Great Again, it's code word to them. It's code word, boss. It is.
You think it's a little late for that? Since the 1900s.
Yeah.
Irish people have been coming over here, Italian people, Jewish people, Why didn't they protest before? Why didn't they say, hey, stop this immigration thing? Why? Now, because Donald Trump wants to end the illegality of people coming over here illegal, because all those people came here legally.
Yes, they did.
They came here legally. The Italians, I don't know about the Jewish and the Irish and all those, but the Italians, they all went to Ellis Island. You know, the Cubans went to the Opalaca Air Force Base. They stayed there until they find out that they probably spray it. I don't know how they do those concentration camps.
Yeah.
They spray and make sure they don't have any bugs or any, and they're not communists. And that was not Republicans. That was a Democrat. That was John F. Kennedy. Yeah, you want to come? Yeah, come. Of course. Was Eisenhower a Republican?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a Republican. But Kennedy is the one that screwed up the Bay of Pigs.
Yes, he did.
Okay, so he probably felt the moral obligation, even though I don't know if they have any moral complaints or anything, but I believe that that's one of the reasons why it was open for the Cubans. The airport was.
The Irish came here legally too. They came here like the Italians. The
Really?
Irish actually came first. The Irish were here first. And they used the Ellis Island as well. And then the Italians came and the Germans and so on and so forth. But I just think that I worry because I understand their frustration, and I think they felt like they had a voice in the White House that talked to them. And I just hope that Steve Bannon doesn't. I hope he's more of a patriot.
You like this Steve Bannon?
I do. I'm going to tell you.
It bothers you that he's not
It bothers me. I'm going to tell you why. Because I am a person, when people use the word racism, I hate that word. I don't believe in it. I do believe in this. I do believe that if you are white and you are Italian and your family is Italian, your friends are Italian, you worry about your people. I don't think that that's racism. And I think that when you hire Italian, and a lot of times because you meet a person, they're Italian, they're from New York, you're going to hire them because you feel familiar with them. You understand them. You understand what it took for them to get there. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Is he Italian?
Bannon, no, I think Bannon's Irish or Scottish. But I don't call that racism. People call that racism. I don't call that racism. And I think that there are a lot of white working class, middle class people that have been out of work in this country for a long time. And they finally feel like they have a voice that was speaking up for them. Yeah, let's send these people back. Let's send these people back. And let's take care of the Americans first. And what are we saying when we get rid of the person that led that march, that led that voice into the White House? What are we saying to those people when we get rid of Steve Bannon?
But why did he have to get rid of him? Why can't he just say, hey, I'm going to replace you for a while now with this guy? Why it has to be an animosity? Why it's going to be, let me tell you, I can be very open about this because I don't mean anything wrong. I don't believe that, but for example, Clark Philly and I have a very, very good relationship. He decided to leave. It doesn't mean that he is going to he's going to be my enemy.
Right.
He decided to leave, and that's it. I don't see anything wrong. People change opinion. People maybe change jobs or have a reason for somehow for living. I don't take it wrong, and he can come back over here anytime he wants to. You know, in my opinion, that was his choice. I don't believe then because, for example, you are here, we are going to do something to expand, to better, and just because we don't agree in the way on how to do it, I don't think it's a reason for you to walk out. But if you decide, then it is a reason for you to walk out. I have to respect that. We're going back to the point about couples. If you decided you got tired of me, if you decide there and you want to leave, go ahead.
Well, you're right. This is the only way that it's different. We've floated around the possibility, and it's floated around in my head that I might run for something. If I did, probably the biggest influence on me running would be because of you. You probably would be the most influential person in me running. If I won, you would for sure probably be the most reason why I run. I could stand up there and say whatever, but if it wasn't for you probably introducing me to certain people.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You going to hire me? Why? I got too many enemies. It will hurt you.
Okay.
It would be stupid for me to accept a job from you because it will diminish your popularity.
But everybody doesn't think like you though, boss. And I think that Steve Bannon is the type of person that probably felt
His
like...
ego is too big.
Yes. He probably felt like, I helped you. And I asked for a position and you gave me a position. And so now how can you let me go? So I think that that's where his anger...
He asked him for a position? Or he offered to help?
He probably would, yeah, probably.
Hey, Steve, you offered. I needed it. I took it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not...
But how would you feel this? If then, once I got the position of city council, I began to meet with other people who have a totally different idea about how things should get done than what we discussed the entire year leading up to that. Then how would you feel if you felt like you were being left out of those meetings and that the message had totally changed?
Just because you are involved in a project doesn't mean that you are glued to that person.
Okay.
I don't believe it. No. I will get more hurt, more insulted, and more probably vindictive if while you're here with me, you do something without telling me, even if it's going to improve you, it's going to better you.
Right.
I believe that will hurt me more than if I help you, because I think the city needs a city council that has a black skin that can serve the black community. I believe that, first of all, I don't believe that people should be elected to serve one community. I think people should be elected to serve the community as a whole, regardless of nationality, race, sexual preference. You know, now it's very important to throw that sexual preference. Yes. You know, I don't believe that. I think people that have done more for the Spanish community than Spanish candidates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I think people, well, right there, you got two, Larry Weekly and Ricky Barlow. I guarantee you that there is white people that have been there before, they have done more for the black community than neither one of them or both of them put together.
Absolutely.
Because all they do is just to die. Hey, brother, trying to be one of them when they not. And then when they have a fundraising, where they going to do the fundraising? At the Mandalay Bay, in the top over there, whatever that club is, I forgot. I don't know what you call that club. It's a private club or something. Why? It's not even your district. Because they want to look like they are in the top. They, look at Ricky Barlow. He drives a Mercedes, black Mercedes. It's a political. What do you mean political? You always been a paper shovel in the city hall, and now you're sitting over there with a black suit on and a red tie, and you think that you are somebody. You still be the same Ricky Barlow that was there when you worked for Larry Weekly. And Larry Weekly will be the same Larry Weekly that was there when he worked for the barber. I forgot his name now. I forgot the city councilman. There was a barber.
I just really, I understand what you're saying, boss, and maybe it is because I like Steve Bannon, but I just believe I think that, and you're right, the person, the candidate, the president doesn't owe him anything, but I just believe if a person was with me from the beginning and we had a message, I just don't believe in then meeting with new people and developing a new message. I think that's what's been going on in Washington, D.C. for the last 50 years. I just think that I hope that Trump stays true to his message, man, that he ran on. I hope that it doesn't get watered down at all, because we need to fix this illegal immigration problem. We need to put people back to work. It's just things that he ran on that I know that Bannon was a big part of, and I hope that it doesn't get watered down. I know he wants to get some things done. I think it's frustrating Donald Trump that stuff is not getting done. I mean, he's a businessman. He's so used to things getting done.
If Steve Bannon had the best interest of the president and the country, or maybe the other way around, the best interest of the country and the president, what he should do is that, okay, Donald, call me if you need me.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Let me know if you need me again. I would know. What was his position? What was it? Can you look it up?
Steve Bannon.
I'm sorry to interrupt your telephone conversation.
He wasn't chief of staff, was he?
No. Ryan, whatever that guy's name is. Priebus?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how you can put a kid in.
Trump's chief strategist.
Chief strategist. See? He was, man. He had a lot to do with that.
The strategy? What? What is the strategy? Being a hustle. Being out there and promoting and hustling for the vote. That's all it is. It's not even an advisor. It's, say that again?
Strategist.
A strategist. However you pronounce that. A strategist. It's not even the chief advisor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure Donald Trump is grateful whatever he did for him. But I don't know. I believe that that's another thing that I believe on presentation. You know, you are. I don't know about, maybe because I'm not born in this country, but I look at these things like the courthouse, the White House, the president. To me, that is the ultimate. You don't go to the White House. Even no, I don't even know if the president ever wear jogging suit inside the White House. You know, they dress as sloppy nowadays. They don't even. I don't know if it's because they are fat and I don't understand. You know, but I mean, Chris Christie is heavy set guy. But he put a suit on and he looks presentable. You know, you're talking about the White House of the United States of America. I mean, to me, the only thing is better than that is that, the American flag. That's the only thing I believe in. But the White House, to me, I'd be honored just to go in there.
Yeah.
I would dress my best.
Right.
Maybe I am ridiculous, stupid on thinking that you can be a monkey and wear a suit, but you're still a monkey. You know, it doesn't make any difference. You know what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, no, I understand.
You know, it's not that it make any different how you dress. It's how you behave yourself, how you conduct yourself. I understand that part, but there is places where, you know, you're not gonna go to a gala event wearing tennis shoes and jeans.
Right.
Well, even, I don't know, nowadays, you know, everything is possible. You know, I would never go to a national television wearing cutoffs and tennis shoes. And I see in entertainment, I don't care how famous you are.
Yeah.
I don't care how famous, how popular, how good you are. You don't go to national television. You don't go to, hi. You don't go to national television wearing no socks. I don't know, maybe I'm stupid when it comes to that. Thank you. Hey! Better than Good Morning America. We got a clean window now. You see the window is clean? No?
I didn't notice.
You didn't notice? Look at it there, girl.
Okay, it's clean. There you are, call me girl again.
Is that bad to call somebody a girl?
Not in our time, it wasn't. Today, I
No?
think it is.
It is?
I don't
It is
know.
bad, CN, to call somebody a girl?
I don't think so.
I mean, I would get offended if you called me a girl, but
What if I called you boy?
It doesn't bother me.
yeah, when you get to be my age and you call me a boy, it's a compliment.
That's right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm in a good look. Everything good today.
Yeah.
I don't look
I
at
was
the president.
too. I was too, so I woke up and was like,
No, honestly, it is an insult to call somebody a girl.
It's just like when, back in the day, just think about this. What did they used to call the slaves?
A slave?
Slave.
That
What
was
did they used to
before
call
my
them?
time.
What did they used to call the slaves?
I don't know.
Boy. Come here,
Oh, really?
boy. Do what I say, boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, I apologize.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. And that's the only comparison I can compare it to. It's the only thing. There's no other.
How do they call the female slaves? Girl?
I do not know.
Oh. No? I don't know. You know, I had the same problem with my friend Billy Patterson. He came over to complain about some beeper that he was going to sell or he sold to somebody. And I said to him, I don't know what's wrong with you people. Oh my God. I didn't know that was wrong. He said, what do you mean, we people? I said, yeah, you customers. I didn't know. I swear in my mother's grave, I didn't know that. And I've been around black people for a long time. And I used to call him with the N-word.
Yeah.
He never got upset.
Yeah.
That's kind of friendship, you know. We share a lot of things in life.
America's too politically correct today, I'm telling you. I came up at a different time. We could call each other names and nobody was offended. I don't know. It's a different world. Anyway, my boss is going on vacation, so he's going to be gone for a little bit, but we're going to miss him. We're going to try and chauffeur him in here to do a couple of shows on next week. Thank you so much for watching today. It was a good show. It was a good show, you all. I'm going to continue this on Chris Garcia, the Conservative American, in about 4 minutes. And I guess you all can tell that I'm not very happy today firing up some Steve Bannon at all, but my boss did educate me on the fact that maybe Steve should have just went to the sidelines a little bit and just let Donald Trump do his job. And if Donald had needed him, he would have just called him. Maybe his ego got in the way a little bit. So we'll see what happens after this. But thank you so much for watching. God bless America. God bless our troops, and Godspeed to our president, Donald.